Hail Internet, it's Paul, it's Matt, the Dork Lords. Today, we're talking about Season 2, Episode 4 of the Disney Plus series Daredevil Born Again. The episode entitled, Gloves Off. We open with Bullseye waking up in his New York apartment across from the church. Sun streaming through the window. Billy Joel's New York State of Mind plays over the scene. I like that he makes a bullseye with the oil and the egg in the pan.
Ah, okay. I missed that.
He happily walks down the street to the neighborhood diner, calls in a fake Punisher sighting,
Yes.
and calmly, brutally slays all of the AVTF agents who show up, including one with a toothpick and another with a lobster claw. So, we end with Bullseye crashing Kingpin's boxing match, killing even more AVTF agents. Vanessa shoots Bullseye,
Yes.
who throws a glass ornament at Fisk. Fisk shatters the ornament with his title belt, pulls out a gun, takes aim, but Bullseye is saved at the last second by Daredevil. So, Daredevil has now saved Fisk from Bullseye, and Bullseye from Fisk.
Yeah.
Fisk turns around to see that a shard of glass from the ornament he shattered has apparently killed Vanessa. A devastated Fisk kneels over her body. Credits. All that said, Paul.
Matt.
What'd you think of episode 4?
Yeah, it was definitely an improvement over the previous episode.
Yeah, I'd say it's certainly the best episode of the season.
Yeah, no, I guess I could say that. I mean, I feel like it was about the same level to me. Maybe a little better.
Okay, all right.
It's not like I didn't like Bullseye before, but this was a good Bullseye episode.
It was.
It was interesting, the contrast where it's like, I'm now, I would have to go back and see how he's been behaving to people he wasn't going to kill before. But it's sort of like, oh, he is a nice guy. He is a nice guy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm one of the good guys.
Yeah, yes. It's too bad that Heather is dead set against vigilantes, because she might be able to help this guy.
Yeah, good.
I mean, she would normally be able to.
Right, I don't know that she can now. The current version of Heather might be too far gone.
So here's, that little scene was fine, and then the battle with Matt, was decent. And so a number of the smaller scenes too. I liked when Vanessa was meeting with the governor. I liked that scene.
I liked Matt in the church. That was interesting too.
Yes, that was a good scene. Interesting how that with that novice or whatever, that he was sort of getting out of it. He definitely was starting to air some of his trauma over the experience.
Right. And the fact that he dressed up as an AVTF agent, so he dressed as the enemy in order to disguise himself, was interesting
right.
too.
Yeah, because he was definitely taking that into consideration. What are you going to do? It's like, maybe I'll tell you, but first tell me what you're going to do to him.
Yep. So there were some good, I agree, some good scenes. That scene, as you say, with the governor and Vanessa. So the governor says that she wouldn't be able to sleep at night backing Fisk.
Yeah.
But she can back Fisk and Mrs. Fisk.
Yeah.
Thinking that Vanessa can restrain Fisk's darker impulses, I think, as she said.
Yes.
So that's kind of the show reminding us of Vanessa's importance to Fisk's psyche. So that when she's now gone, theoretically, I guess, right? I guess there's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's on life support.
Seeing that wound there, it didn't look nearly as capacitating.
Right, it's like a piece of glass. Is it like a really long piece of glass?
She can walk that off.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she's just going to be in a coma for a little while.
She gets
and
some
then he can go
headaches,
crazy, and then she can come out of it and be like, Wilson, could you please stop with your maniacal rampage? And he'd be like, okay, Vanessa.
Okay, fine. I mean, I guess the fact that she had these dreams, like the prophesizing her own demise at Bullseye's hand, it suggests that she is in fact dead. But so it seems like if that's the case, then that's off the table now, right?
Maybe just her previous life, where she was the wife, just a wife. But now that she's a mother.
Right, I know. I'm still wondering about that. The whole heir thing is like, is she like they're gonna find out while they're bringing her to medical treatment that she's also pregnant? And they're like, oh, we gotta keep her alive. I don't know, whatever, but probably not. I guess I don't know. It's interesting, but interesting. The governor compares Vanessa and Fisk to Europa and the White Bull, and so we're talking about Greek mythology.
Okay,
the White Bull is Zeus, who abducted the princess Europa. But the governor suggests that perhaps Europa went willingly with Zeus. She's thinking Vanessa wasn't forced to be with Fisk against her own will. And so I guess, obviously the White Bull is a somewhat fitting image for Fisk, this larger-than-life person wearing a bunch of white. But it's interesting that we get this Fisk-Zeus analogy because we already have an actual Zeus in the MCU. Right? Russell Crowe,
yes,
Love and Thunder, is Zeus. So it's anyways, it's like, that's your White Bull right there. I assume they're not going to pay that off in some weird way. I appreciated that conversation, and they set up the idea of, I guess Vanessa, as much as Fisk is pretty terrible now, think how bad he would be if Vanessa wasn't in the picture. Bring on episode 5. Theoretically, right? Like, what is a vengeful, unrestrained Fisk going to be like? I feel like people are going to die. Now that she's dead, if you remember, I'm thinking back to the Netflix series. There was this a deal, right, made by Matt and Fisk. Fisk wouldn't reveal Matt's identity, which, again, earlier in this season, he had the chance to say, hey, right, Matt Murdock is Daredevil, but he didn't do it.
Right.
And in return...
He's not even telling, people he works with, because I guess
it's
possibly like, I'll just leak this.
Yeah, because it's like, right, he's abiding by the spirit. He could easily just abide by the, I didn't say anything, but he's like, no, I get it. Because... the other part of that deal, at least in the Netflix show, was that Matt wouldn't reveal Vanessa's crimes at the time. It was like, look, I won't turn her in if you kind of, play by the rules, essentially. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, with her now no longer as that chip, does that mean, there's nothing holding Fisk back from going full bore against Matt Murdock as Daredevil? I don't know. Anyway, so I don't know if that's still a thing. Is that agreement from the Netflix show still relevant in this version? I don't know, but
good question.
If it is, then maybe it's no longer relevant. Also, as far as Fisk knows, Daredevil was in on it, right? Because Daredevil shows up and saves Bullseye. He might think, oh, well, Matt was also attacking.
I guess he could. I mean, it seems like a pretty dumb plan to be like, I'll wait until you get in trouble before I come in.
Right. If he was in fact in on it, be like, you got this. You're fine.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I told you, Bullseye. You insisted that I hold back, but
It does look like, based on the fight, I'll say that my salt licorice bet, I think, looks slightly better after this episode. Nothing major, but my bet is that Daniel is bumped off by the end of the season.
Right.
And I feel like if that happens, it's going to be Buck that does it. And that all seems like it's slightly more likely than it was before this episode started. Buck as the enforcer, we see him doing that. We see Fisk yells at him like, we got to stop the leak.
Right.
Well, that leak is BB, of course, and there's Daniel like taking BB with VIP seats to the front row of the, so.
Right. And I don't know if I thought about this before until just now, but I can imagine Daniel, I can imagine him protecting BB.
Yep.
As a source of it, and therefore dying. because he won't
exactly.
give it up.
That's what I'm banking on, Paul. What do you? I hope you see that. For the love of God, Paul.
Kill him so that everyone has to eat
licorice.
It. Yeah.
Salt licorice, Paul. If you even think back to the last episode, I think it was episode 3, where Buck is talking to Daniel, and they're having a conversation about the fake Fisk footage, BB's footage. Buck doesn't know it's BB.
Yes.
And Daniel tries to minimize it at one point, like, well, it's actually really flattering.
Yeah.
And so I think that's Daniel's attempt to be like, maybe I can smooth this over. I think he's pretty well aware that it's BB, and he's just trying to be like, well, look, maybe it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad, and Buck gives him none of that. Like, no, it's bad.
They're obviously walking you right up to the line because Wilson Fisk reminded him about. Remember the thing I told you about how it would be the last thing you would do if you.
Right. Yeah. Great point. Yeah. You did say that, boss.
It's like, excuse me, I have to remind. Yeah, well, I'm not only reminding you or reminding the audience behind you.
After the fight between Daredevil and Bullseye, I like that conversation as well, where we get the confirmation. Bullseye is trying to atone for killing Foggy.
Yes.
By killing Fisk, and he's clearly not well in the head. Obviously, this guy's, but it's interesting because his code is kind of similar to the Punisher's, right? He's killing everybody, but he has this code about it. But as we know, Daredevil is not in line with Punisher code.
I suppose. I mean, it's like I feel. I don't know. I wonder if the Punisher would. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's, I guess, just less of an atonement for the for Frank Castle. It's more of revenge. Whereas this case, he's like, maybe I can, assuage some Catholic guilt by going and killing Fisk or something.
Sure.
Anyway, it's an interesting take on this guy, and I do like the duality. But yeah, I mean, he's a psychopath in a lot of ways.
Yep.
But the diner fight was fun to watch. I like the fact that it was shot in daylight. I mean, that's a small thing, but a lot of these fights are happening at night, and so it was just like, no, this is broad daylight. And
it's funny too, like I forget sometimes, or at least I feel like I forget because I was reminded about how Bullseye, it's sort of like, he doesn't have a bunch of guns the way the Punisher does.
Right.
It's just whatever's around, I'll use that to kill people. And sometimes it's like I like, really, that kill somebody?
Right, a toothpick to the eye. You're like, okay. You do it just right, Paul.
Yeah. It's like the coroner there, like, no, right into his brain. Yep.
Right into his brain. Look how it did that. Let's look at this graph. I'll show you exactly how it. But I also like seeing Bullseye in his element. He's playing to his strength, right? Sure. Ranged weapons. I'm the master of ranged weapons. Whenever he fights Daredevil, like he does later in the episode, it becomes a melee. It becomes like a grappling. Because Daredevil, wisely, if I was Daredevil, I'd do the same thing. You close the distance so that he's not just picking you off. But it is cool to see Bullseye taking out guys at a distance. I mean, that's an interesting.
Sure.
That's his skill set.
Yes.
I will say this though, interesting. I was like, he goes to the diner. Hey, what are you famous for? Milkshakes. I'll have a banana milkshake. And he's sitting at the diner, big diner, and he's drinking a milkshake. They serve milkshakes and lobster?
Oh, yeah.
And not like lobster mac and cheese. It's like, pick your lobster from the tank. The guy with the patron with the little dog, he's eating a lobster.
Yes.
He went to the diner for lunch to eat lobster. And I'm just like, what kind? Maybe New York's got a bunch of zhuzhy diners. I am not familiar with the eat your live lobster from the diner. I think I would avoid diner lobster, frankly. But yeah, and then of course we get that Bullseye tells that patron, I'm one of the good guys, right before he murders a guy with a lobster claw.
Yeah.
As soon as Karen, so we have the first mate who survived the first few episodes here, and they take a statement, but as soon as Karen tells him to go with the U.S. Marshals, I'm like, why are you trusting law enforcement? Why are you handing this guy off? And yes, the marshals also get killed by Buck for their trouble, but they were dropping this guy off in an abandoned alley. I feel confident they were on the take, but they ended up getting killed because I do, yeah. Why were they just dropping this guy off at a warehouse? Like, they didn't take him to protective custody or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe that was where the handoff was going to be, or maybe they were that was a place that they thought they could keep secure. I don't know. I mean, it seems like, that federal marshals should not be under the purview of a mayor.
But we do have the fact that we have that addition of Mr. Charles, who's now like the CIA guy.
Yes, that's true.
I don't know. It just felt a little naive.
I don't know.
Drop him off, maybe not.
I feel like that Mr. Charles guy is not focused on those things. He's focused on getting his weapons.
So you think it was a legit? Hey, these guys are up and up.
I think it's possible. They
got out.
I don't think it needed to be. Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but
I would just think maybe you've got underground contacts. I would think maybe you'd like, why don't we keep you, lay you low, and don't put you into the, the justice system just yet. But anyway, all right, man, maybe you're right. Maybe I
mean, their whole plan is like, okay, we have to get information out. This guy has evidence.
Okay, good point.
So,
good point. Okay.
And they did sort of establish that the governor is like, oh, this should be looked into.
All right, fair enough. You've changed my mind on it. They were just unlucky victims as opposed to people that were in on the take. Okay.
Let's pour one out for the federal marshals.
That's right, the marshals. We hardly knew ye, literally. We got this impactful death, probably. Assuming that's true, Fisk's rage is going to be on full display, I would think, especially right away. So episode 5, boom. We still haven't seen Jessica Jones show up, so that's coming. There's only 4 episodes left, so she's coming in the near future. So there's a lot of fun things in the air at this point. That relationship between Bullseye and Daredevil is interesting, and obviously Karen still will never forgive Bullseye for killing Foggy. So yeah, it's good options for conflict.
Sure.
I'm excited to see how that all comes out. So we will be back talking about episode 5 next time. Thank you as always, Paul. Appreciate it, good sir.
No problem.
And we'll talk to everybody next time.
Bye.
Bye.